So what is anxiety? What do we mean by worry, panic, concern? Many a times these words are used interchangeably and we hardly recognize the small minute differences, the qualitative differences in what do these terminologies means. They are different emotions altogether. The experience for the person who is experiencing anxiety is different, and the expression of this anxiety is again different in different setups and scenarios. So as a mental health professional, let me talk about anxiety and its usefulness. Can anxiety be useful? A difficult question to answer. Some of us might say, no, anxiety, how can it be useful? It gives me jitteriness. I have butterflies in my stomach. I get palpitations. I get sweat. How can it be useful? It hampers my performance. I go blank. I'm not able to perform according to my abilities. Anxiety can never be useful. On the other hand, we can also hear people saying that anxiety is extremely useful because unless I feel that pressure building up inside me, I'm not ready to perform. So anxiety is one of the utmost important parameters for me to function optimally. So here we see people look at anxiety as a spectrum, and it's important for us to differentiate between healthy anxiety and unhealthy anxiety. So one emotion can play some healthy role in our lives, and the same emotion can also be viewed, perceived, experienced and expressed in an unhealthy way. So now if we look at an emotion like anxiety, how do we talk about it in terms of healthy anxiety and unhealthy anxiety? So let's say healthy anxiety is that emotion which actually motivates me, which brings about concern, caution from my side while I look to the situation and decide what is it that I can do better, what is there in the situation which I'll have to plan up more, what is to be done, what are the factors within control, what would be helpful and what would not be helpful. So healthy anxiety is something that would help me relate to the situation better, work on the factors and my potentials that are in my control, and to accept certain things which are not going to be under my control. Whereas unhealthy anxiety is something that is often associated with awfulization, which is often associated with negative prediction of the future and underestimation of my coping abilities. So I track the situation from bad to worse to worst. I take the possibility of something happening bad as a certainty and I start reacting to it in that ways. Unhealthy anxiety is often associated with physical symptoms like palpitation, like sweating, tremors, jitteriness, restlessness, frequent headaches, acidity, butterflies in stomach and whatnot. So the anxiety which is harming my body, which is pulling me away from my optimal performance and which somewhere in my mind ignites the track of awfulization, is called unhealthy anxiety. Whereas the healthy anxiety which we were talking about is one that is realistic, that makes me aware, concerned of or cautious about the situation ahead, my potential and my best optimal ways of working towards it. So this was just an example about anxiety. This comes from a therapy called rational emotive behavior therapy, wherein Dr. Albert Ellis has taught us to differentiate between healthy emotions and unhealthy emotions. To sum up, be it anxiety, be it any other emotion, an emotion is never good or bad, but the total experience with all its small and big contributions do make an emotion healthy or unhealthy for us. So if you find yourself experiencing some of the features of unhealthy anxiety, please feel free to take scientific help, to take professional help from psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors, any mental health professionals who would be able to give you the clarity and teach you different approaches to stay on healthy anxiety. A word of caution, as said for anxiety, similarly it would go for healthy anger. Think about it. Please feel free to connect to a mental health professional to make our emotional lives more stable and richer.